I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Friday, yay, August the 11th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one 6.5. It was solid. Let's get into it. I'm not going to hold you long. All right, so let's get started on this. First, we see um Dante is okay. No, um Austin and Mason. So Austin is with goes into his office, and Mason is there because Mason, got hit by the bottle, and he needs Austin to stitch him up. So he tells him, I really wish you would stop coming to my office. And he says, "Oh, I was just trying to protect you, so nobody would know that we're associated." He said, "No, you were trying to protect yourself because the person who probably did this to you is still out there." And he says, "No, I got into a fight about a woman," because Austin said, "Unless you tell me what happened, I'm not gonna help you." He said, "I got into a fight about a woman, and her feisty blonde friend is the one who hit me in the back of the head with the bottle and everything." So he stitches him up, and then Austin, he asks Austin about Betty, and he says, "Betty is not working for me. She works for you. So you need to get an update from Betty on what's going on." But as of right now, Sonny doesn't seem to mind. Yeah, Ava doesn't like Betty. Of course not. You put her between a rock and a hard place. And Avery seems to love Betty, so that's all I got for you. He said Mason was like, "Good, because Ava doesn't need to go telling Sonny about us or about Betty or anything." He was, and Austin is just like, "She's not." So, anyways, then we move on to Finn and Elizabeth. So Finn is his patient that we saw yesterday. It did end up dying. So he actually has a daughter that's in the Violet's age group in her class. And so Finn just thought, I thought, that could be me and what would happen to Violet. So he asked Elizabeth, would she be Violet's guardian? And of course, she agrees to that. Of course, she agrees to that. So she's going to be Violet's guardian and everything. And I'm not going to hold you long. Let's move on. So then we see, who else do we go to? Ava talks to Sonny on the phone. She's talking to him and just asking him about Betty. He said, "I got it all under control, Ava. Stop worrying about it." So at this point, Avery comes in because she goes to camp the next day, but she's so excited she can't sleep. So when she goes to camp, um, so when she goes into Ava's room, she talks to Sonny. Sonny tells her to go to sleep, tells her to go to sleep. She'll be okay and everything. And she's like, "Okay." But so then she gets off of the phone with Sonny, and later on Avery ends up coming back into the bedroom because she could not sleep. So when she comes back into the bedroom, Ava just tells her what's going on. She says she's so excited and she can't sleep, and she just wants to spend the night with her mom. And so of course Ava lets her know she'll go ahead and do that with her. She can go ahead and spend the night. So the next thing we see is Sonny and Nina. So Sonny is on the phone. Sonny and Nina are talking, and they're in the bed and everything. And they're just happy to be together. So they end up going to sleep, and then Sonny gets a phone call. He shakes his head and he's like, "All right." So Nina wakes up and Sonny is not there, and she calls Ava. This is before Avery came into the room. She calls Ava and she's like, "Sonny is not here. He just left in the middle of the night." And Ava said, "Girl, he's a mob boss. What did you expect?" And she said, "I know." She was like, "You knew he was going to be leaving and you weren't going to always have the answers and everything." And she says, "I know, but I wanted, I don't know. She didn't anticipate it. Like, it's one thing to think, to know it, and another thing for it to actually start happening. And then you're like, oh my goodness." So Ava just said, "You got to just trust that, he's always going to come home to you, but there's certain things that you won't be able to know about his lifestyle and everything." And so that's it on that. So then we move on and we see Nina is just looking at the clock and she wants Sonny to be there, but he's not, like, because he had to go and take care of something else. So she grabs the pillow up and goes to sleep, right? So then we see Sam and Dante. Sam and Dante are talking. He's working, looking at Pikeman, and she tells him, and closes his computer, and then they start getting all lovey dovey. She says, "Actually, there's something I want to tell you. It's about the house. Maxie wants to rent it. He said, whose idea was that? And she said, it was mine, actually. And so they started talking, and he tells her he's not mad. She was like, are you upset? He was like, no. He said, actually, it would be nice for Maxie and her kids to make memories in the house. And if when Lulu wakes up, she could decide what's going to happen to the house. But he's not upset. And Sam said, are you sure? And everything. He said he was sure. He's not upset. And then he gets a phone call and has to leave, right? So then we see at the police station, Chase, Olivia, Carly, and Eddie Main. So they're all at the station. They've been detained, but and they think they're gonna get charges pressed on them. But then the club calls Chase and they say, the bar calls Chase and say, we're not gonna press charges or whatever. And so they can leave, but they have to have somebody sign out off for them, right? And that's when Dante shows up because Chase called Dante to let him know that his mama was down at the bar. So when Dante shows up, he signs Olivia out, even though she didn't want to go because she said, having you sign me into your custody is like admitting I did something wrong and I didn't do anything wrong. That man tried to accost me. And I was defending myself. We were all defending me or whatever. He says, Leo is at home, mom. You don't want to spend the night. You don't want, don't let this be your sword that he said, go home so Leo can be there. He's already dealing with Eddie. So then Sonny shows up and they're like, oh, yeah, Eddie's like, that's my ride. Because he called Sonny. And so Dante leaves with Olivia, and Sonny is like, I can get Carly. And Carly is looking like, what? And so Carly doesn't want to go. This was the stupidest scene to me. Like, y'all are friends. Like, it's just so weird. 1 minute y'all were at Kelly's having an understanding that y'all are trying to be friends. Y'all trying to be, just cordial towards each other. He offers you a gift. They've been friendly. And then now you don't want to go, and because you said you talked to Jocelyn, he says, like, leave Jocelyn alone, I'm already here. And Chase told her, all you have to do is let him sign out for you, and then you can go and get a ride share. What you do outside of the precinct, that's on you. But she's refusing to let it. I said, this is the stupidest thing. Let her just stay right there and take her to the holding cell if that's what she wants to do. It didn't make sense. And so Sonny was like, all right. She was like, I don't need you for anything. I don't need you for anything. I said, girl, he's literally signing his name to a paper and you can leave. What are you talking about? What are we doing right now? And so Eddie's like, well, I'm ready to go when you are, Sonny. So Sonny said, all right, let's go. So he leaves Carly there, and then she tells Chase, I know you got to put me in a holding cell or something. And he let her sit in the chair. I said, no, take her to the holding cell. Because if you want to be dumb and not have somebody just sign a paper so that you can leave the station, that's on you, because she can't reach Jocelyn. Jocelyn probably over there with Dex. Jocelyn is probably over there with Dex. Like, she's a young lady now and she got a man. You can't be calling. No, she said she didn't want to call Michael and Willow and everything. I said, all right, if you want to sit there. And he said, I'm gonna get you some coffee. And that's it with them, y'all. I cannot. So then we see Anna leaves and she goes for a run. I said, Anna, why are you going for a run at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning? All right, y'all. So she go, y'all, one time, I live in a really nice area in the outskirts of Houston. Like, I don't live in, they call it, like, it's all called Houston, but this isn't technically, like, some people are like, that's not really Houston. It's like, I guess they call it like the spring area. So I live in a really nice area. And I remember I was coming home one night, and I was doing it, and it was about midnight, and this man came out of this bushes because it's really woodsy, and this man came out of this bushes, and he tripped as he was coming out, and it's a 2-lane, well, it's the road, and it has 2 lanes, and then it's the median, and it's full of trees and everything, and then it's the other side. So, but it's dark, right? Because it's so many trees. Even though they have lights, it's still a lot of bushes and trees and everything. He tripped, and I said, sir, you need to get yourself together, because I'm gonna have nightmares if I hit you because you fell out in front of my car. But anyways, that's what I was thinking with Anna when she was running. Like, who does this? But So she was going exercising and stuff, and somebody went in her house. They was waiting on you to leave, girl, because they lit it up, and so her house is on fire. So we're gonna see what happens with that on Monday. But y'all, that's all I have for you today, ma'am. That's all I have for you today on what happened on the Soaps General Hospital edition. It is the weekend. Be safe, be blessed. If you go out, just try to stay cool, try to stay hydrated. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you Monday for all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.